What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to try and clear this adventure stage that I'm on. Now I know that doesn't sound super interesting, but kind of the purpose of me recording this video is going to be to show you guys some ideas and strategies you can try out to clear specific, in this case it's going to be an ER boss that I struggle against as an ER player. So I'll go ahead and run the battle so you guys can kind of see what's going on. It's evading a lot of my attacks, it's got like 520% ER. And I'm also just not doing enough damage to it. I think if it didn't trigger ER on every single attack, then I probably could do enough damage to clear it. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As you can see here, I just can't kill it fast enough, and then my main character dies, and that's just kind of the general idea. So it's about at this point where, I'll get it down to about half health maybe, and you kind of get the general idea there. So I'm going to go ahead and skip it, and I'm going to try a couple things out. If this doesn't work, I probably won't upload the video, although if it does help me do a little bit more damage to it, maybe kill it quicker, then I guess I'll probably still go ahead and upload it. So first thing first, my Ursine is kind of useless. My ER is doing just fine. The boss doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and my Ursine is just kind of sitting in the back. I don't really have any other good attack pets. If I did, I would just go for triple attack with Flora, Marge, and then something else. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Mandy. This is basically just going to decrease the amount of damage that the boss does to me. I can stay alive longer, do more damage, etc. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to try. And then I am also going to go here and get rid of my void counter. That's also kind of useless considering it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and I now have Mandy to basically make that damage less. And we're going to replace it with Frozen Memory, which increases my ER res, and if I trigger ER, then it's going to increase my damage amp. So we're going to go ahead and equip that because pretty much every attack is going to be evaded, and I'm assuming that I can get this damage amp up to 24% since it lasts for 3 rounds. I'm just going to go ahead and make that assumption. And then I'm thinking either Scarlet Rite or Abyssal Whisper. I guess we could try both. So Abyssal Whisper just increases the damage that I do, which is kind of useless if I'm not doing damage to it, right? That's evading all of my attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and try out Infinite Karma here. This reflects 16% of the damage that I take, and this triggers no matter what. ER doesn't affect this at all. So this is guaranteed to reflect 16% of the damage. And there might be a couple of other things that I could try out, but I think that's probably going to be my best option for now. I don't think any increases to my res is going to make much of a difference. I would need to get that to like 200. I'd have to have a 250% increase for that to work. And also my Gemini isn't very useful. I'm not sure. I would like to try out Aqua. We can go back and try this after. The only thing is, since I don't have it leveled up very far, I could go ahead and reset my Gemini, put it all into Aqua, which I might try. It's just a lot of clicking, a pain in the butt to get a card all the way up to level 196. That costs like over 3,000 star crystals, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Gemini is pretty much useless if you can't trigger ER, so let's just go ahead and try this out with Mandy and our new Secret Stone setup, and we'll see if we can clear this. All right, so we can kind of already see Mandy is putting in a good amount of work. Look at how little damage that this boss is doing to me. It's kind of incredible. We can also see that we are doing pretty decent damage to it. I might be able to get it down to half health, maybe a little bit lower. I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to be enough to actually clear the boss, but it certainly helps out quite a bit. I think the best option really would be to run another Flora instead of Mandy. Or maybe even swap out Marge, because Marge isn't doing any damage either. But unfortunately, I just don't have any other options for pets at the moment. So we can see we made it all the way to round 20 without dying. We just simply could not do enough damage. So I'm going to go ahead and try Aqua. It's going to lower my attack by about 28,000. So I don't know if it's going to be worth it. But Aqua will increase damage based on my HP. I don't care to do the math on it. We're just going to go ahead and run it and see if it is enough to compensate for the attack loss. Maybe get it down to a quarter health or lower, but I'm not sure. Okay, I might be stupid, but it kind of does look like ER is triggering on Aqua, which it shouldn't, so I just want to make sure that I'm not crazy. Flora is guaranteed to hit. It'll miss its base attack, but it will still do damage. Okay, yeah, so Aqua is doing quite a bit of damage to it. Looks like we might actually get a little bit further with Aqua. I'm not quite sure. It's just very hard with an ER build to do enough damage. That's kind of one of the main reasons that I regret going for ER. I hate to say, but I just really do not recommend this build. I think it's very strong in PvP, but PvE is just a lot more important to grind for, you know, special events and things like that. So going for a build like CMB or CTA, definitely a bit stronger. Well, I'm not sure that there's really much else I can do. We can go ahead and check out our orbs and see if maybe there's... So that's damage reduction, speed, HP, not very useful. This one increases spirit pet attack, so that's good. Restore health, reduce the enemy's ability to heal, increase defense. This one increases ERS, so there are no orbs that I can change out to help out at all with this. I also don't have any companion skills besides this one, or else I could try out something like that. Yeah, that's about all I can do for right now. But as you can tell, the changes that I did make to my pets by adding in Mandy, changing out these stones, Frozen Memory and Infinite Karma, specifically for ER bosses, but Infinite Karma could help out a little bit versus maybe a CMB and CTA bosses. And trying out Aqua, which didn't work too great. Maybe what I will do is go ahead and reset my Gemini, put all of the levels into Aqua and see if it's enough to help out. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in a second after I do all that. Okay, so I completely forgot that there is a max level depending on how many stars your Zodiac has. Now, since my Aqua is only at 2 stars, I can only go to level 120. That was still about a 14,000 attack increase, which I don't think is gonna be enough to clear it, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a try anyways. Yeah, we're definitely not gonna be strong enough. By round 5, we should have a quarter of its health gone, and we're not quite there yet. But we're definitely getting very close, and I think maybe once I get my Aquarius start up a little bit, I'll just go full out. I actually do plan on switching to Aquarius anyways at some point, probably just for PvE like this, but it could end up being strong in Arena, so I'll give it a try for sure. So you can see we did about 25% more damage than we did with our main build by switching up the pets, secret stones, and using Aqua. Still not enough to beat the boss, but I think this is a good example for you guys and like kind of a walkthrough so you can see kind of some of the things that you can try to clear certain bosses. And of course, this is specific for ER, but maybe in the future, I'll make some videos for clearing different types of bosses. So like this one is CMB. I genuinely don't think there's any way for me to clear this boss without doing some crazy stuff. I'm actually going to go ahead and switch everything back to my main build and show you guys how overpowered these CMB bosses are and why I think that there's not really any way to clear it. Alright, secret stones are back to normal. I am going to make one change. This is my normal pet lineup, but I am going to put Ursine in the front just as an example because, you know what, actually I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what it looks like with my ER in the front. It is kind of insane. Then I got to go ahead and reset my Aqua. So I will catch you guys in a second once I do that. Okay, that required a lot of tapping. Used over 3,900 star crystals, so that was kind of a pain in the butt. But we should be set up now back to our main build, and I'm going to show you guys this CMB boss. So again, it's it's kind of insane. Its resistance is just too high for my ER to trigger, and its CMB is too high for my resistance to keep up with, being at 533% and my resistance being at 234. So it basically has 300% CMB, and I've tried things with Mandy and all that stuff. It just doesn't help enough because I die too quickly. So maybe I'll figure some things out and be able to show you guys later once I'm a little stronger. But at the moment, it's just not going to happen. So I hope this video helped you out and gave you some ideas of things you can try to clear those adventure stages or, you know, world boss, taboo tower that you're stuck on. And I'll be uploading some new videos shortly. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.